So let's deal with my inventory. Hello, Stockpile Thomas.
I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
Oh, good, because I got crap already that needs to be unloaded. Definitely this stuff. You have no reason to hold on to upgrade items because they can be used automatically at the upgrade characters without actually holding on to it the entire time. Okay, basically just anything you're not going to hold on your character, you're not going to keep and use actively, you just want out of your inventory, because it all weighs something and it affects your overall equip, and you will get completely screwed if you make the mistake of keeping it in your inventory and then running out of space. So it's a problem. That's MP. I'm not planning on using MP right now. I might change my mind at some point. But at the moment I don't have plans, mainly because my stats are currently focused on being able to use I'm not going to use the telescope, I don't think. I'm pretty focused around being able to use the my current setup, my fluted armor. Put away the Phalanx Demon Soul, so I don't accidentally consume it.
Rest assured, your goods are safe and sound with me. Best of luck to you.
I like some of the accents.
Best of luck to you.
There you go. I like some of the accents of Demon Souls that you don't really see as much in the later games, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. I might as well just try using some of these souls up, which you have to do one by one, by the way, like in the olden times. Thankfully, I have 3 slots open. Maybe I'll get some more levels. Mash that square button. You mash that button good. Just keep that going, Betty. There we go. Alright. And while we're at it, what's going on with my other weapons? So we have the long sword right now, which does 80 physical damage, has +6 right now from its scaling, which is not great, with a D and an E, so we're not the most attractive weapon at the moment. The bastard sword does 95. It's pretty good. It's 15 more damage. The problem is that it can't be used until I get to 18 strength, which at the moment I'm at 14 strength. So can I get 4 levels of strength? Question mark, question mark. See, this thing is 80 versus 80 on damage. This one's a +5. It does slightly... Ooh, no, it's actually slightly less bonus. I think it actually has lower stat requirements too. It has some dex requirement. It's the... Oh yeah, its special thing is that the scimitar gives bleed, which I don't think scimitars give bleed in later games. Then there's the mail breaker, the rapier type weapons. I'm trying to avoid those though, because I've done a few of those playthroughs already. But that's there. Familiar moveset, I believe. Not quite, actually. It's a slightly weird, like, underhand strike. There we go. It is an odd little shorter weapon. There's definitely like some familiarity of the movesets that they've used from game to game pretty consistently. I don't think these tend to have any kind of interesting lore on a lot of them. This is the main one, I think. An old large shield painted a vivid purple. It's quite heavy and effective against flame attacks. The origin of its characteristic design is unknown. This equipment holds many mysteries. Thanks. That's like a parody of item descriptions in all of Souls games. It's like, ooh, it's mysterious. We won't say why though. Ooh. Anyway, I'm curious to see if I can get to that 18 strength.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Ooh, it's iffy. I'm gonna try, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Withdrawn from its vessel.
Nope. I need another 1,000 souls to make it, and then I'll be able to use the bastard sword.
Art thou done? main died.
I'll work towards it. But yeah, that'll probably be a better sword than the one I'm using right now. I'm gonna need another level first. While we're at it though, let's just deposit the scimitar. Let's see, these two weapons. They're both 100 DR. The flame purple shield weighs significantly more, so let's put that away. Both because it's weighing me down on my overall character, but also like I'm not gonna be able to wear that with that and keep my role that I have right now. Similarly, the bastard sword weighs 3 more, so when I am ready to use that, I'm gonna have to deal with that additional problem. But for now, we'll wait. I'll hopefully get a few levels worth of experience from the next level.
When the scourge came, I abandoned my wife and daughter and fled like a madman. When I came to, I was in the Nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since. I wish I could do more, but I am ignorant of the world beyond these walls. That candle maiden cared for me during my first days in the Nexus. She says very little, but has a kind heart. She's just the age my young daughter would have been. The poor, poor girl, trapped here with her eyes occluded by wax. If only something could be done to help her. If only something could be done to help her. You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you. That hairpin, that belongs to my daughter. Then she didn't make it after all. My dearest little baby. May she rest in peace. May I ask you a favor? Would you mind giving up that hairpin? I'd like to have it in memory of my daughter. You're a saint. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I mustn't forget. It's not much, but please accept this as thanks. I'm a bit ashamed to say, but I found it one day, discarded on the main road. But it seems to possess a strange power. Anyway, I feel that you should have it. It will be happier in your hands.
There we go. So that gives us an item that's going to be kind of an important emergency item. The Ring of Herculean Strength raises your maximum item burden. So if I suddenly find that I've failed to keep track of my inventory correctly and it has maxed out and I need to deal with that problem, putting this ring on will give me a bit more leeway for what should then be a relatively immediate trip back before I get in some trouble, like for real. Does the Cling Ring have any interesting story? Mysterious ring forged in the shape of an eye. Character loses less hit points. Yeah. Yep. Even the back in these games, even the descriptions of individual rings, the magical items that give you super effects and stuff like that, even those ones didn't really tell you anything interesting.
Have you met the last surviving monumental? Those fools revived the old one on a whim. And now they've trapped us here in the Nexus, in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty, if you ask me.
Archstone of the Demon Phalanx. Past the huge Boletarian castle gates lies the cliff pathway, now a feeding ground for dragons, which leads the inner ward. It leads to the inner ward where the knights live. Just gonna continually fuck up all that. So that was the relatively easy introductory area where new players will die likely several times, but it's reasonable, they'll muscle through. But this next area is one of the fuck you zones where a lot of people just didn't make it any further. I always think back to Zero Punctuation, like Yahtzee's review, where he in detail explains these first two zones and just like fucking completely gave up when he got to this section. He just gave up on the game entirely. Which I made it further than that. I beat this section at the very least, but then kind of stopped playing before long. But we both of us have that shared experience of just of sort of bouncing off this game and Souls games in general, and then coming back later and then growing to really like them at a later date. So weirdly enough, going hollow at least once and giving up at Souls, I think it's just a normal part of the experience, honestly. It's just, they have a weird-ass crazy learning curve. Especially if you encounter them early on. Like, if you played Souls, if you encountered Souls games back when Demon's Souls was the new one, or when Dark Souls was the new one, then I think you were much more likely to bounce off them completely, and have to come back to them at a later date for them to, like, click finally. Nowadays, things are a bit different. So many people consume video game media, both content about video games and just the actual, like, straight up, like, videos of said video games, that, like, you're way more likely now to, like, have been exposed way more to Souls games, and like, get them and know what you're getting into in a way that people didn't if they were experiencing these games more blind, because they came out during an era where video game, like, Let's Plays were, like, they existed. I know they existed because I was making them, but the audience was so much smaller for everyone, even the big people. And there wasn't some giant community of Souls video people. Ouch. Like, even Vati Vigio wouldn't get around to making Dark Souls videos until the PC version came out a year later. Because he didn't have the consoles to begin with. Ow. This guy's a bastard. There we go. It's another case of them being trapped in a little hallway where you can't get around behind them. And they're doing it on purpose. Because by the time you run around behind him, he's going to turn around again. But yeah, I'm definitely of the opinion that it's super normal to bounce off these games. I've just seen so many people do them. So many people back before the media saturation happened would finally click on, like, their second or third attempt at trying to play this franchise.
Look at me. Again surrounded by evil warriors. Could you, perhaps, help me one last time? Clear out the soldiers at the far end of this passage, if it pleases you. The Lord's Path, just down yonder, has degenerated into a feeding ground for flying dragons. Have your wits about you.
Can't talk to him again? Nope, I don't think so. I think that happens to me every single time. I'm always like, ooh, item. And then I try to pick up the item and he cuts me off and I end up skipping his first line of dialogue. I'm like, no! That's nice of them to give you a warning that there's dragons coming. As opposed to the Dark Souls 1 dragon that just comes out of nowhere and one-shots you and you're like, how was I supposed to know this entire level was gonna catch on fire all of a sudden? Like, there's an in-universe warning here that, aside from, like, the signs on the floor that would warn you potentially in Demon's Souls. There's also this pile of corpses that... It's actually interesting how much they telegraphed the dragon here in ways they wouldn't in the next game. Okay. I gotta go faster. Excuse me. Naturally, I want all the items, but I also don't want him to come get me. Book it, book it, book it, book it, book it, book it! I hate this part. I hate this part of the game so much. And I don't mean like it's bad, I mean like it just gives me a fucking heart attack. I got him. I got all the items. I never do that. I just decided that I was going to do that today, apparently. A useful tactic is to try to get him to attack the next zone, because when he's in that animation, he won't... I believe he'll commit to it. You son of a bitch. I can't see his health bar when I'm like that. There we go. Hey, you, stop that. But yeah, if you can get him, if you can go into the next zone a little bit, he'll start attacking that one, which will not mean that he goes away, but he'll at least be slightly out of your way long enough for you to get a little more time. But thankfully, when you have a decent equip load, you actually move surprisingly, like the run feels surprisingly fast in this game. I don't know if I'm genuinely faster, or if my character just looks really agile and slender and has like a really animated animation or something. But when I'm sprinting, I feel like I'm shockingly fast compared to other Souls games. I don't know if it's just a feeling or not, though. They killed the crap out of the stuff that was down there. Thankfully. I never get all that stuff, though. I'm not even entirely sure if it's possible. It's so much crap to try to get. My best approach would be to try to bait him into getting over here and then trying to grab some of it. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep. That's what I thought. Oh, it's hard. It's like way out there in the middle. It's a way longer path. I think you can technically get it all. I mean, of course you can get it all because you could just out heal the damage, but it's way tougher. The second chunk of the bridge is way longer, I believe. Like way longer, like comically longer, and. Trying to remember. I actually don't remember if it's even possible to make the run without taking damage necessarily, because you're supposed to see it and be like, oh fuck that, and then you're supposed to try to go down here. Although at the very least you want to let the dragon go once before you, because its fire attack will clear the rubble out. Otherwise the amount of rubble feels impossible. So now we need to head back up where we came from, because that's the direction that Ostrava was in. We gotta save Ostrava, poor guy. He's always getting himself into mishaps. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that rude? Hey, doggos. Is there doggy? Oh my god. There is a saturation of foes. Oh, you guys being naughty? You guys being naughty? Oh my god, there's so many of them. I don't remember there being all these. This army of archers. Or crossbowmen, I guess. Ow, rude. There we go. Ring of gash resistance, that'll be bleed. Bleed resist. Hey buddy, you're all good now, I think.
Thank you. That makes twice. Thanks to you, I can now forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it.
Dark moon grass. That's not bad.
This is bad. Not a single person left. Why on earth? How did all of this happen? Father! This is bad. How did...
Done with that. Alright. Same dialogue. So, his father ran this place, so he's a bit bothered by the total lack of remaining people, as you might imagine. I imagine he was gone and came back and returned to see it in the state or something. Which I think there's some characters in Dark Souls that have a similar arc. There's some sort of person that was from that land but left and came back and like, what has happened? Where is everyone? Howdy. I can see you there. You can hear the dogs. Yeah, the dogs are not a surprise if you're listening. Although I don't remember when they happen, and they're a threat. Hey, buddy, could you politely come over here? Ow. There we go. I just don't want to deal with you and the dogs. Hey guys, where you at? I got my swingy sword all ready for you. We're gonna be best buds. You know? Oh shit, here they come. Oh shit. Keep swinging, keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Ow. There you go. Whew. One of those many enemies where it's just like, hope you have a weapon that has a swing instead of like a stab or a long wind-up or many other problems. They equipped these dogs with like tusks on their faces, didn't they? Yeah, there's like tusks on their faces that are like tied to their face physically as like an attacking weapon. These are upgraded dogs. New Game Plus dogs. Are the people upstairs going to attack me? I hear footsteps. Excuse me? Extremely rude, sir. Hey, buddy.
Ah, we meet again. Fancy that. Hope you find something that suits you. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
I don't know if his inventory changed necessarily. He's got a short spear, a few other things. He's got a claymore. 20 strength required. 105 base damage though. Not terrible. And the weapons just keep getting bigger. I'm happy with what I got though.
Hard times, eh? I'm sure you'll turn things around.
He kind of continues, or begins/continues their trend of making these NPCs and vendors and Covenant characters and whatnot that are all like identical looking to random enemies. Like that guy just looks like one of the random dudes that does the little flaily attack. There are some rapid, like panicked sounding footsteps outside. You gonna ambush me, buddy? You gonna ambush me? That wasn't very nice. Very rude. Ooh. Got myself a bow. Then it's your chance to strike back and fire upon the dragon scourge. No, screw that. That's such a pain in the ass. It'd be such a huge hassle to try to slowly kill him with like a billion arrows. Although that didn't stop a bunch of people from doing stuff like that in various games. Aha, I've made it across. You guys didn't think that would happen, did you? Ow, rude. They're just spread out enough to make them harder to hit at once. I got your bolts. Got your lotus. Is there an item like right here to grab? Yeah, there's a few of them. Quickly. 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 Run! You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Oh my god. They just had to give you like this 5-year-long pickup item animation. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, this is Dark Moon, Soldier's Lotus. I don't think the Lotus is necessary. Or the moon. Yeah, there's stuff way in the middle of that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, buddy. I see you. I see you. You ain't surprised. Yeah, always give him a chance to attack first, so you can tell where the hell his attack range is. This is the problem spot. Fuck it! Fuck it! Fuck it! Fuck it! Ow. Ow. Oop! Okay. Oh crap. I mixed... Why am I mixing up roll and heal somehow? What's wrong with me? Oh, he got the heal off? There we go. One down. That's the biggest threat right here, is dealing with the fact that they want you to fight an army of archers with a dragon behind you and an elite enemy that's approaching you head on. And if you dare to run past that elite enemy, a second elite enemy is right behind him. And it's a problem. This is like a new player, like, blender. Like, it's like, what's that? You're not experienced at dealing with multiple enemies? Well, what if I send 6 of them after you? Fuck you. Like, that's not very nice from software. Are you sure it's not from Satan? Is he still coming? Did I just get... Yeah, I've got a lot of healing item now. Is he coming back still? Did he peace out for a bit? Hey, you, cut that out. Get that item quickly. Oh yeah, here it comes. That was a good item to get, though. Woohoo! That was the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Another one of those. Now I've got how many? 2? Yeah, that's only my second one. That's a good thing to get. That's the humanity. Unfortunately, he doesn't go away, really. You eventually get a chance to kill him, I believe. Or if there's a few chances to kill him, kind of, but... Whoa! Why do you have 1 billion hit points? Oh my goodness. What were they thinking? That's way too many hit points for a thing that you can barely ever hit. Yeah, that changed a bit over time, didn't it? Ah, rude. There we go. Ooh, I think that was more ephemeral eyes. I reflexively hit X too fast to see what half the items are I'm picking up. I'm just happy to have them added to my inventory. Is that another dead fluted knight armor dude? Yep. Looks like it. Poor guy. At least he died in style. This logic doesn't flow at all if you're one of those people that thinks that the fluted armor looks just dumb. But you're a bad, wrong person, and how dare you?